party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about some new makeup. This is gonna be a full face of just new stuff. I'm trying to talk about stuff that I haven't shown on my channel yet. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, so I'm still half asleep and my eyes they just don't want to be here right now. But let's get started. So I had the Profusion Nude Eyes eyeshadow. They call it a makeup case. It's a palette, but here's what it looks like on the inside. As you can see, it's very, very smoky. So I really do like this shade selection. I'm kind of in this phase where I like cool tone shadows right now. I'm getting out of the warm tones. I'm trying to perfect and master like a smoky cat eye wing, like smoked out wing or whatever. So I'm going to use this Profusion eyeshadow base. This is just like a slightly tinted eyeshadow primer. My eyes are super raw. A couple of nights ago, if you have me on Snapchat, you will have seen this. I was doing my really thorough detailed testing of the 𝓟𝓻𝓸𝓼 palette with its potential dupe palette, and I'd put on some shadows, take them off, put them on, take them off. So, oh, my eyes are so raw, and I was using a micellar water that has witch hazel in it, and I just thought that you could use it on your eyes. Like, it takes off makeup really, really well. Oh my god, it burns so bad. I don't know why I did that, because it feels like I put alcohol on my face. But one thing I do want to go ahead and talk about, because I don't like this and I'm already tired of looking at it, this is the new Wet n Wild little eyeshadow quad. This is the Silent Treatment palette, and I just felt like, you know, that could be a really pretty cool tone smoky look. But these are just kind of weird. Like, they work, but they're not super pigmented. Like, I've heard a lot of people say that these palettes are, like, the new ones are very hit or miss, and I definitely feel like this is it's more on the miss side. They don't build up really fast, and they're not hard to work with or anything. There's not a lot of opacity. So I'm not going to use that today, but I just want to get you some reviews out. I'm going to take this skin tone color right here and just use this to set my eyelid primer down. So I feel like these Profusion palettes are also very hit or miss. Like, some of them are pretty good and some of them are kind of like they're kind of sucky. But this look is going to be kind of recreated from, what is her name? Hold on, let me look up her name real quick. Paulina, oh, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. 𝓟𝓸𝓻𝓮. I'll have her video in her channel link below. But she did this really cool, it's called Cool Tone Brown Smoky Cat Eye Makeup. It's so pretty because I've been trying to master this smoked out wing. It seems so simple and it looks so simple, but it's like the hardest thing ever. I'm gonna take 𝓟𝓻𝓸𝓬𝓮, which is a little more of a cool tone taupey tan. But one thing I find with these shadows is that when you lay your brush down, so much powder just dusts off into the air. So it's like it doesn't really adhere to the skin very well. And there's a lot of debris and a lot of mess in the palette. But as you can see, it does blend out nicely and stuff. I have no problem with blending. It just seems like you waste a lot of product when it kind of flies out into the atmosphere. I think Profusion's now sold at Target, so you can easily get your hands on them. So for the brown shade, both of these are a little bit more neutral. I wish there was like one cool tone one, but I mean, they'll work. I think I'm gonna take this one right here, this lighter of the two. Can you see? Can we focus? Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one right here, and I'm gonna take that on a fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M513. Usually I use this for my crease, but I like the way this diffuses that brown on the eyelid. So I'm just gonna put this all over the eyelid up to the crease, and I'm not gonna put too much on there. Like, I don't want it to be muddy looking. So I'm just gonna lightly put this from the inner to the outer corner, going up to meet that cool toned transition shade that we put on. Now I think I'm gonna go in and be a little bit more precise and use this darker brown. It's maybe just 1 or 2 shades darker than that previous shade we just used. And I think I'm just gonna put it on the same brush, who cares? But instead of putting it all the way up to the crease like I just did, I'm gonna keep it more at the base, like more at the root of the lashes. There are 2 different black shades in here. I don't know why they do that, because they're so close. Like, it looks like a black and then like a light black. I wish they just throw in like a gray or something else, but I'm just gonna go in with one of these, probably this darker one right here, and just take that on a flat definer brush. I need to wash my brushes so hella bad that I just, like, last night I just threw them all where they're not supposed to be just so that it would remind myself to wash them, and I still didn't do it. So lazy. I'm gonna take that on this brush right here. Looks like a liner brush. Okay, this is the part that's hard. This is the part where I don't know where to quit. So I'm gonna just wiggle this at the root. So this is the part that I'm trying to figure out. What I think I found, oh, where are my contacts? Where are my contacts? But what I think I found is that I don't like to smoke it out too much on the inner corner. It looks good on some people, but where my eyes are slightly hooded right there, and also my eyes are a lot more hooded today because they're very, very raw, where I put on and took off so many eyeshadows the other night, like they look so much more wrinkled, and they're a mess today. So what I found with my eyes anyway is that if I take it too thick in the inner corner, that it looks like I put a black all over my eyelid. So what I'm trying to do is keep it thicker on the outer portion and very, very lightly, like just put a tiny line and not really smudge it out a whole lot in the inner corners. And yesterday I tried to do a little wing, and where my eyes are so hooded from being raw and being rubbed and stuff, it's so hard to make a wing. So normally I would try to smoke out a little flick right there on the end, but we're not gonna do that today because my eyes are not having it. So I'm just kind of wiggling it at the base, and then I'm going to take my brush and kind of fluff it upward just to kind of soften and smoke it a little bit. So they also sent me this mixed metals palette, but I'm going to go with Knockout down here, which is just a matte black. I'm going to see if this one's a little bit more rich. So I'm just going to put this right at the immediate base as if I'm lining my lash line. I'm not really going to use this to smoke it out. I'm just going to use it just to define the lashes a little bit more. So that works out. Oh god, there's so much fallout. You can't tell what's going on. I think I've talked about this once, but I haven't really done an in-depth review on it. This is the Maybelline and 𝓟𝓻𝓸𝓸 gel eyeliner. So this is just a pencil liner. I have been using this quite a while. This was on sale at Ulta, so I don't think it's going to be around for very much longer. But I do like this one for the top lash line. It's not very long lasting though, so I don't like it for the waterline. I just have very, very sensitive eyes, and my eyes are very watery, and they don't want to hold pigment in the waterline. But what I'm going to do is take this. Actually, I probably need to go ahead and curl my lashes. So I'm going to take this liner and just put this very close. And you can just do this messily, but I'm just going to put this really close to the lash root. I'm not going to worry about going all the way up to like the edge of the smudge. I'm just going to use the brush that I used to smudge it all out. But I do have a new mascara. This is the Maybelline Total Temptation Mascara. Here's what the wand looks like. It's a little bit more of a fluffy wand. I got it all over my hand. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 layers on my lashes, and I'll be back and I'll talk about it. So yeah, here are what my lashes look like. And just keep in mind, I have very high standards for mascara. So you may look at this and think, oh, that looks really good. But I want my lashes to be like, va, va, boom. My lashes are kind of getting lost in the mix. Like, they're not super in your face. Like, I don't know, they kind of get disguised by the makeup. But the formula is a little bit dry and a little bit flaky, but when I first started using it, it was a lot more wet. So I feel like what it's done is just dried out a little bit. But yeah, this mascara is definitely more for length and fullness, but not really a whole lot of volume. So I need them all. Like I want an equal ratio of all of those things. I'm not gonna understand what I mean by this, but they're separated, but they're also clumped in the wrong places. Like the root of my lashes are a little bit clumped together, but not in a pretty way. Like I'm okay with a little bit of clump, but this is doing that in a very like thin looking way. Like my eyelashes look very petite. I don't like it. So for moisturizer, I want to show you this moisturizer that I got in the clearance section at the Walmart, and I've been really enjoying it. This is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel with SPF 15. This stuff is amazing. I typically don't like moisturizers with SPF because they leave a really weird white cast behind, but I should have actually probably show you what it looked like. So as you can see, it's just a gel. Like it's not super thick and white and like pasty looking, but it just makes your skin look really nice and like fresh and hydrated. It doesn't leave a white cast behind. Like it just looks like a normal moisturizer. So I really do like that. It comes in a pump, but I got this on sale for like $4, so I think they're discontinuing it. Okay, so I got my sponge damp, and by the way, one thing I hate about the beauty community, I'm gonna make an entire video on this, like an entire get ready with me, because you know what? I love being Debbie Downer. It's fun for me. I hate when people show their sponge and they're like, oh, please excuse my sponge. I'm sorry for not cleaning my sponge. My sponge is so dirty. I haven't cleaned it. And why have commenters and viewers gotten us to the point where we have to apologize for everything, down to not cleaning our own tools? If I want to put a dirty sponge on my face, it is my face. I am getting rid of micromanagers on my channel. Anyway, let's talk about the foundation, shall we? So I have the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation. This has SPF 15. I have the shade Light Ivory. I've been holding on to this for a while too, and this is probably going to be one of those things where made up my mind about it, gonna use it today and it's gonna blow my mind or something, but I have not liked this. So it says liquid foundation and a cushion compact. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Infused with coconut derivative, the luminous, lightweight, and buildable formula helps boost hydration, contains an SPF 15 for added skin protection, and they have 2, 4, 6, 8. They have 8 shades. A very wide shade selection from not very fair, like just a medium kind of lightness, to like an orange tan shade. Congratulations, Wet n Wild. You're really blowing it out of the water with these great shades. This is actually a perfect match for me. I'm sorry if you can't find your shade, but don't worry, you're not missing out. So every time I've used this, I haven't been able to get any coverage out of it. Like, it just is so sheer. But there was a cushion foundation that I reviewed yesterday, and I hated it for so many weeks. And then I figured out that instead of just tapping lightly, I had to actually press my sponge in there until it started spewing out at the seams. So that's what I'm going to try today. So I don't really have any active breakouts or anything to cover up, just kind of recovering breakouts and just marks on my face, just little red marks. So I'm looking for full coverage, needless to say. So I'm going to really press it in there until it's coming out at the seams, as you can see. So I haven't been able to get anything above a light coverage. Let's see if I can get better. Are you serious? This is the first time that I've actually been able to see the product on my skin. Every other time that I've used this, I've had to go in with another foundation. I even have another foundation here to use on top of it as a recovery thing. Where's my tool? Where's my dirty little tool? There it is on the dirty ground. I just want to apologize to you because it's so offensive to your sensibilities for me not to wash my sponge. So I'm gonna go over here and try to build this up. It seems like a little bit is going a long way now that I've figured out the key to success. And it is covering up pretty well. I wouldn't say it's complete full coverage, but I would say it's a pretty good high medium. So I'm pretty impressed, actually. I hate this. I hated this cushion foundation I've paid it for the past 2 weeks. So since every time that I've used this, I've gone in with another foundation on top, I don't really know how this wears. So this might end up being a wear test video. So we're not really testing anything else but the foundation. So it'll be a quick little check-in. But I will say with the eyeshadow, I forgot to mention earlier, I noticed it when I was putting mascara on that the eyeshadow is just kind of bunching up, and it's just not sitting really well on my lids for some reason. Like, it just looks really patchy. And that could be because of the eye primer. I haven't really used the eye primer a whole lot. Okay, so right now it's 12:35. We're gonna say 12:30 is our check-in time. Okay, so here's what it looks like after application. So I feel like I did get like a high medium. Like, I'm actually pretty happy with it, but I also didn't have a whole lot to cover up. So I've been sitting here for about 5 minutes letting my files transfer, so the foundation has had time to set. And it's not setting to be the most beautiful finish. Like, it's kind of like a satin powder finish in a way. Like, it's not a super matte finish or anything, but it's also setting to be where it's not super tacky. But the way it's sitting on my skin isn't the most flattering. I mean, it's not horrible by no means, but it kind of looks like it could possibly start settling into my pores and fine lines extremely fast. Like, my pores actually look really big. I've got some creasing already on the fine lines on my forehead, so I'm gonna go ahead. I have some more liquid products to use. These are the Hello Halo liquid highlighters. I have 3 shades. They did have a pretty decent shade selection. I just wish they had like a lighter champagne, because I just feel like if you have really fair skin, you might not be able to find your shade. So I have Gilded Glow, and I'll swatch all these in just a second. Goddess Glow, and then I have a random pink one just to be different. This is called Halo Gorgeous. So it just has like this big old like tarte shape tape kind of doe foot wand. I really do like this for application. It holds product very nicely. As you can see, the product just sits there in the middle and it picks up a good amount. So there's what Goddess Glow looks like. Again, just a lighter gold. So this is Gilded Glow. This one has a little bit more of like almost like a rose gold bronzy aspect to it. I do like this one better. I've been gravitating towards this one more than any of them. Then here is Halo Gorgeous. I'll probably never wear this one. It's like almost like a bubblegum pink. There's Halo Gorgeous. Oh, I'm already confused. Gilded Glow in the middle. That's the more bronzy one. And then Goddess Glow is a more gold one. So I'm going to use Gilded Glow. And I really do like these, actually. These do apply pretty nicely, and I feel like they do hold their pigmentation really well. But I'm just going to put this on the top of my cheekbones. And you don't really have to do a lot with this. Like, you don't have to apply a lot. A little bit does go quite a long way. It doesn't give you a super intense glow. Like, this isn't like the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops or anything. It's not that intense. And it doesn't fade throughout the day a whole lot. Like, I do find that these are pretty long wearing, so that's good. But as you can see, it's not super intense or anything. You can actually barely see it. It just gives you a hint of something. So there's that. So I need to go ahead and set my face with powder. So I'm going to use this powder right here from Collab Cosmetics. This is the brand from Sally's Beauty. This is the Set the Stage Ultra Fine Loose Setting Powder in the shade Porcelain Ivory. So I'm going to go ahead and set my entire face, avoiding the highlighted region. Yeah, there's the powder. It just really makes your skin look nice and soft, not super special. Is this my favorite powder? No. So moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up. I guess I want to finish up the rest of the face because the eye makeup is pretty much done. So I have another product from 𝓚𝓸𝓼 I need to talk about. This is the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess Powder Bronzer in the shade Light. This is a big old mamma jamma. It's got a big mirror inside. It does come with this little brush. I don't like to use this though because it's just a little bit too dense and compact. Like, it's good to lay in there if you needed, you know, use it on the go or something, but I just feel like for application, it's not horrible, but it just packs on too much. So I could use more of a soft, diffuse brush. So this is normally $40. At full transparency, this was sent to me for free, as well as the Ofra highlighter that I'm about to talk about, but I'm not paid or anything to talk about these products. These were just sent to me in exchange for reviews. Anyone can get on 𝓚𝓸𝓼 if you have a YouTube channel, an Instagram, a blog, whatever. And I've gotten to try so many cool things that I would have never bought myself, so that's awesome. But here's what the powder looks like. It's got a little bit of warmth to it. It's got a little bit of an orange undertone. And this isn't a super matte powder. It's got a little bit of a golden, like a golden sheen, but it's not super shimmery or anything. It just has a slight sheen. So here's what it looks like. You can probably see a little bit of that gold iridescence in it. I'm not the biggest fan of this powder. Like, I just feel like it's a little bit too warm for me. I like something a little bit more neutral. But my biggest thing with this is that it's just a little bit harder to blend out. I will show you how it performs and stuff on my face. Like, I can get it to work. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I don't think it's worth $40. I don't think I could ever use this. There's so much product. So I'm gonna tap off as much excess as I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this as close to the hairline as possible. I just find that with this, I can't be super liberal and super generous with it. Like, I have to keep it pretty far back towards the hairline because if I bring it too far down, it makes my skin look muddy. But if you apply a very light amount, if you tap off a lot of excess, then it does look pretty. But I just feel like you have to be so careful with the application because if you apply just a little bit too much, your skin will look super orange. Okay, so for highlight, I have the Ofra highlighter in the shade Rodeo Drive. It's just your typical like light gold shade. There's nothing really special about it. There's what it looks like. It's got a little bit of a champagne aspect to it. It's got like an ivory tone to it. So there's that. These are really intense. They give you a very intense metallic dewy glow. They can make your skin look really wet. I feel like this would work for pretty much anyone except a super fair complexion. The only thing I don't like about Ofra highlighters, I do think they're an amazing formula. They're super buttery and creamy and soft, but they're so heavily pigmented and opaque, and a little bit goes a very long way that if you apply too much, it can emphasize all the wrong things. It can emphasize texture and hair and pores. And I will say these are also very dusty. Everyone that I've tried has been extremely dusty. It doesn't seem like they're very tightly packed in there. By the way, this is $35. You can find Ofra at Ulta now. They have it online, and then ofracosmetics.com. So they also gave me a 30% off your entire order coupon code. I don't get commission or anything, but it's just Ofra30 for 30% off, ofracosmetics.com. I'll have it linked below. As you can see, like, it gives you an automatic really dewy glow, but I don't feel like this shade is super different than anything else I have. Like, I feel like this is a very typical shade, but it's emphasizing all that texture and the lines and stuff right there. So you gotta be careful. If you have a lot of blemishes and stuff and a lot of texture, you might not want to go for these. I feel like this is very easily dupable. So I think that's all I have to show you guys today. I'm just gonna finish up the bottom of my eyes. Like, I'm just gonna put a little bit of that brown, smudge that out a little bit, and then put my mascara on. But that's pretty much it. And I think it will work for a lot of people, but for some reason, like, it's just looking a little bit patchy and uneven on my eyes. And it just seems like they're just kind of muddying together, and there's no differentiation between any of the shades. Like, it looks like I just have one shade all over the lid, and I just brought it up really high in the crease. Like, you can't even see that really light taupe in the crease for my transition shades. So I don't think this is the best quality palette, but I do think it's something worth checking into. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Alrighty then, it's now 8:15. So I've had this on since, what's our time, 12:30? So here's what my face looks like right now. I'm gonna pretend that I can actually see what's going on in the camera. I'm just not staring off into space right now. I took off my glasses, I took off my contacts. My glasses cause a glare. You can't see me. They don't cost too, yeah they do. Cushion foundation, not my favorite. Right now it does feel fairly lightweight. It's not the most lightweight foundation I've ever worn. It definitely feels heavier under my eyes and in my T-zone. As far as how it looks up close, it actually doesn't look that bad. I feel like it feels worse than what it actually is. Like, it feels like it's really cakey and heavy and thick. I will say it does look a tad bit heavier in my T-zone. That's typically the problems that I have with a lot of foundations when they don't work that well. But it doesn't look horrible. I will say that before I powdered and stuff, it seemed to look a lot worse, if that makes any sense, which it kind of looked more powdery before I powdered. But before, my pores were really large, definitely emphasized, and I don't know why, because it's not a super mattifying foundation, and it also wasn't super dewy on me. There is a little bit of creasing, there is a little bit of settling, particularly in my T-zone. That's the problem zone. It just seems to be clinging to some texture around my T-zone. So yeah, is this my favorite foundation? Definitely not. Will I be returning it? Definitely. I would just say this is just something that everyone's gonna have to check out for themselves, and it's gonna work differently for everyone. Mascara is something that I don't really like. I feel like some people might like this though, because I feel like if you're someone that doesn't like super bold, dramatic lashes, you might like this formula. I will say it does have a tendency to flake. My lashes just look very puny, and I feel like the color doesn't look as bold and intense. It looks very faded. I hope you guys enjoyed this just laid back, full face of new makeup stuff. And if you want to see more, then you know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Mwah.